Hey everyone, I came here at the park today a little bit impromptu. It's kind of cool. This princess just came in. Super cool. Messy hair. And first of all, I just want to say thank you for our last meeting. I wasn't expecting this was going to happen already. It was what, our second meeting? And we already had this connection that I knew was going to happen at some point. But maybe not so fast. First of all, I just want to say thank you because we may not even realize the power of these encounters right now. And with time, I know it's going to be crazy beneficial for everyone in ways we can't even imagine right now. Our sharing, everyone's going to bring their stories, and it ends up that they connect in a way like it happened last time. We can all get something out of it and give something and everything. But for the body awareness part of it, I have this whole course designed with beginning, middle, and end. And it's a long time project and study, a non-ending study of mine, but it's something that it can't be just mine. It has to be shared because I know the difference it makes, but I am still, at the same time, I am still figuring it out as well. And it's good because the Awareness Mastermind here, we don't have exactly this strictly, I gotta follow this rule, whatever. And so it is free in many ways, even in the way that I present. So I had this kind of plan, a structured thing with no, it's gonna start like this. We're gonna start with the awareness of our physical bodies, and then we go accordingly. But then life doesn't go exactly like that. It doesn't go planned. And I think sometimes it makes it still, I have the content, but sometimes it makes sense we just let it go, let it flow as it should be. But what I want to say is life happens. It doesn't go according to plan, but then we get better results. So I'm embracing that. And this is a great opportunity for me to actually properly introduce the mastermind here, because I think the first video I cut from whatever it started. I don't think I had a proper introduction, but for the ones that are arriving now that might not know me totally yet, or this work that I do. Okay, let's go to the beginning. It all started when mom and dad 1979. No, when did I start camera work? That was around the 2000, the year 2000. I finished university, start working, and I've always done camera operating. Just very little focus pulling, like 1-2 projects, and I was ready camera because I started on TV. And anyways, always freelancing. And always being kind of petite for the kind of work or people that I dealt with back in Brazil. At the time, there was no other women doing this, or everybody's bigger than you, and you think, oh my God, I'm not strong enough. So of course it started from the physical perspective. Now, what am I doing here? See myself as a camera operator. That's what I like doing. That's what I'm gonna do. That's the work environment where I put myself into. And I love till this day, 25 years later. And this is one of the reasons why I realized, okay, time to share this, because it's been working. But I only had this at the beginning of it. I only had the physical perspective. I have to find something to survive this, being smaller in general. How am I gonna be there still till the end of the day, with energy enough to carry the camera and do the things that are required from me in this job. I always had a yoga practice or any other type, bike or other types of physical practice, parallel to working. Funny enough, I didn't do the connection for a long time. How much that was helping me, of course, in my work. And then once I started putting things together, I actually turned my eyes, my view of it became the point of view of the researcher. Oh, okay, now I see I'm doing this. It is working here in my work environment and of course in life. I see that I have the energy. That as I grow older, younger people are not as energetic as I am. And I'm like, so it's not completely related to your age too, or all the other aspects, how you feed yourself, how you think, how you sleep. It's everything together. So that's why this awareness study covers the whole thing, because it's, of course, as we know now, it's not just one aspect. And then that started taking me to the other elements, emotions. So even if I am crazy fit, if I am not having a balanced emotional aspect in my relationships, in my family, in my house, in one way or another, even if you think you can separate that well, in one way or another, we're taking this to work too, and to our response to life things. We're always gonna include everything. Of course, our subject here, because we work in the film industry, it's a pretty heavy environment, physically and all aspects too, but it's everything. So this was one of the realizations that I had, that it became one of the goals of this body awareness study of the course of us here, is to understand how easy it is actually to put in coherence. Now I'm calling it coherence of all these elements. And of course, I keep repeating myself, but slowly but surely we're gonna get there. But this has to be slow. If I just throw it all here, it won't make sense, because not only because this is how it came to me too, but it's just how life goes. You plant a seed, the seed's not going to be a tree on the next day, right? So everything to improve yourself physically, if you go to the gym, it's not like in 2-3 months that you're going to be a total different body, right? Thank goodness, because we get to experience the process. And that's why I think this format here is really cool, because we get together every once in a while. We see the videos that I'm shooting, the exercise that I'm sharing, and slowly you're gonna see what works for you. And this is one of the other things that I love the most, is I am not proposing a fixed set of exercise or plannings, or because that you can find online in any way, shape, or form you wanna for yourself. But the process here is through awareness, finding within yourself what's the tool that works for you. So of course I'm going to present things and you can use them or not. But the whole deal, the whole exercise here, hey son, is to look within. By knowing yourself, you're able to access your tools. So then I might bring something here that comes from yoga, and then you identify with that, you like that, and then you go practice yoga. Through your path in that thing, you're going to find your internal tool to access and improve the situation that you want to improve. So I think that's one of the most interesting aspects of understanding yourself. Self-awareness, awareness. One of the things, I'm going straight to the mental awareness portion of it, I've been going through some funny things because I'm still in it. I'm not sure I can exactly describe, but what I know is there's so much we can do, even from the muddy parts of life. I know more and more we're going to be able to figure things out, even together with science, let's say. You know, we are as capable as the great scientists to look within and check things, how things are going in life and how we can improve using our own tools. And one of the things, let's see if I can describe this. I'm just going to briefly summarize it for now, and then once I'm done with this, I'll be able to share. It's definitely going to be part of the mental awareness chapter. One of the things that I'm learning is we go through challenges, emotional and mental challenges, or they come as emotions we can't process very well, and then we have, through your belief system, your intellect interprets that somehow, however you've been raised with your belief system and everything, you interpret that in a way that can be harmful to you, you see it and experience as harmful, but then it's with time and some other variables through awareness, and that's why this example is here, we can identify. I would say the one that happened to me was fear. And fear is a very primal, instinctual emotion or reaction to things your physical body understands as threatening when it's a perception. And it's 99% of chance that thing is not really harmful to you because it was a thought that became a feeling that fed the thought and that cycle, right? So your body has a fear reaction. So whatever you're thinking, it's manifested through your physical body. So was having experienced this. I'm like, oh my goodness. Like, when you think you have it all figured out, we don't, but we will. It became something really strong that I was almost reaching a point where I was like, okay, I need to find help because this is going to overcome me, blah, blah. Everybody's different. I'm not saying this is the way to go for everyone. Everybody's going to be a different way of dealing with it. Of course, please seek professional help, psychologist or whatever it fits the situation for you according to your beliefs. But my experience was through studying this, of course, purposefully. I am observing, and of course it's not gonna be on the first time. So first time it happens, you are taken by that fear or whatever the emotion you're having that's in this damaging cycle. You're taken by it because you identify yourself with it. You think that it's really happening. You think many things that promote or increase the feeling, that whole negativity in this case embraces you, and you think, oh my God, it's the end of the world and I'm done, it's the end of my life, well, what am I going to do? And because you're identifying with that. And I knew this intellectually, I knew this in theory, but then when it happened to me in practice, I still identified with the fear, and I was immersed in that negativity and feeling the whole thing physically very unwell, thinking there is no way out of it. And here's one of the keys is first, intellectually, you can use that way if it works for your brain, understanding that this is not real, because I am now living proof that you can find ways to consciously, so it's still, again, it's going to involve the whole thing, your energy, your thinking, your thoughts, your air, your water, your emotions, and your physical body. So ways of dealing with it, of course, what we already know about come to a park, take off your shoes, walk barefoot, go jump in the ocean, whatever works for you, grounding wise. But then through the air, the intellect, I was looking at it, it was like rounding myself in a ball in a floor at my place, being engulfed by this feeling in many different crises, many different different days, spaced between each other. In between, you're living your life, finding jobs and talking to people as you're a normal person. That's great. For some, it works that way. For some, it don't. But we'll get to that too. But I know I'm taking long, but it is what it is. So with time, in my case, the tool that I use, I started with the intellect. I'm using the body too. But while I'm there, while I'm not in the park, while I'm not somewhere I could ground, or you're so immersed in that your body doesn't think you can do other things. There are other things to be done for you to get out of that situation. And so when you're there, and you keep increasing that situation and feeling worse and worse. First time, terrible. Somehow it goes away. I would go to sleep. You find your escaping tool. But if you're always escaping, you're telling that thing it has power. Virtually, metaphorically, let's say. And then you live that again. But if you allow yourself to, okay, next time I'm just gonna look at it. And that's what I did. And the next time I'm trying to be out of my body and look at the situation from an outsider perspective. Okay, if it was just somebody standing here looking at this would just look ridiculous. Well, what are you afraid of? nothing's happening. It's all good, right? You're at your place, everything's fine. You have food, you have a clean place, everything's well. What's going on? And then you're just a crazy person. And then, so I put myself in that situation, in that observer point of view. For the first time, you realize, oh, okay, yeah. But you don't realize, oh, maybe I'm stupid. And no, just without judging at all. And you have to try many times sometimes. It might not just happen on the first time. And then again, the crisis, however you want to call, comes back. But what I'm noticing in my case right now, they are coming closer to each other, but now in a much lesser intensity. Because I'm exercising every time it comes. Now I wrote myself a few affirmations like, hey, fear, I see you, and thanks for coming. What are you trying to protect me from? I'll give you guys the affirmations that I'm using. It's been really efficient for me. There's that. Also, I keep them on the ground, on my books, close to the ground, because when I'm there, I tend to, lay down on the floor. So that paper is right there. And we don't think how powerful we are within ourselves already. Of course, I could have gone to a professional, and I've been there before for other things I'm still considering right now, but I see that I am able. Now I am actually proving myself to that I can look at these things, but without the perspective, not the perspective of, I gotta get rid of this. Because that's the way you're going to increase resistance, you're going to increase the power of the thing, whatever it is, the negative thing you're experiencing. This one is a mind thing, a mind projection that becomes an emotion that reflects in your body. So it's having the whole feeling very unwell in all three aspects. Each time they come now, I have the affirmation, and then the last time I was like, okay, same deal. That starts with I see you. I see you're there. Fear. Thanks for coming. And show me what you want to show me. But this being asking the question is already the observer. This observer does not feel the fear because it's in a spot. Who feels the feelings? Who thinks? Who feels the physical body? Is this avatar here, and that you can call your awareness, your consciousness. It's something that's when I ask myself a question, that voice in your mind, it's however you want to call, it doesn't matter. It has wisdom. It's made of love. It's so much bigger than this tiny thing that we are right here. It's with you. So I'm using this awareness to tell myself. So the last time I love you, Aline, entirely. I love your light. I love your brightness, your intelligence. I love all of these aspects of you. And I love your fear. I love your pain. I love your discomfort. And I love your doubt. The second I started doing this, it's a beautiful flip of things. Can you take chemicals? Can you take medicine go to a doctor, you prescribe something, you go buy a pill and take it? 100%. Is that going to work? Yes and no in some cases too. Can you access the same power of this pill inside your own mind, inside your own physical body, your chemicals in your body? Because the same chemicals that are inside the pill, they came from nature even though we call things synthetic and man-made, whatever, everything came from nature. So you could call anything natural if you wanted to, but I understand the difference. But still, the main neurotransmitters, the main basic chemicals, they're inside your body too, and your body produces all of them. And it's kind of cool that with time, science discovers, last time they discovered, actually we produce this, whatever this, that rejuvenates your skin, and so and so. So we have it all. Even chemically, we have it all inside ourselves. So one of the tools here with the awareness mastermind, with the awareness working, watching, looking, finding, unveiling our awareness, is to see, to open those doors to these tools that we have already to fix, you could call that, your problems. But then at some point you see that your problem, the difficulty, the depression, the whatever it was, came to help you, to wake you up, to show you the part of you that you were not looking at. So for me in this case, it was what the psychologists will call your shadow. I've tried my whole life to hide that. Oh, I'm a happy person. I have no problems. My life is good. Why am I going to see my shadows, if you want to use the same term, right? So I would keep that under the carpet, and it's all good, and you have a good life, and that can be all well and nice too. But then once I started asking myself and doing through these awareness research, okay, I want to see what's in there. You ask, it will come. So I've been seeing it, and in the beginning, of course, you're afraid. Of course, this fear means it's a path to something else, to direct your. It's a fear of something. It's a feeling that's trying to protect you of something that you believe it's attacking you. So it's one of the mechanisms that our physical awareness and our mental awareness work, our emotional awareness work to protect. It's part of the whole deal. It's part of the story. If you want to touch there, you can. And with time, you will figure out that you have the tools to embrace that. It's incorporating. And now that you look at your shadow, it's no longer a problem because you see what that is bringing you in terms of expansion. So now, more and more, every time I have the crisis, let's say, I look at it. With time, I'm going to see even better. What are the advantages? What are the tools of expansion I'm having with this process? One of them is right here, right now, I'm sharing. So then, because I didn't have anyone to tell me this so intimately, someone close to me, someone that I identify that maybe does kind of the same work that I do. And not that that really matters because we're all equally humans, but still the identification part of it is really important. I never had anyone in my family or, to have that kind of conversation. And I know more and more the new generations are getting better and better at this. So thank goodness we're going to be going through these things so much more easily. With time, we'll dive deeper into these subjects, but it was good to share some of it right now because I'm also releasing myself of the burden of, okay, now you put this together, you got to deliver, we have this whole system, the body awareness workshop to share, so you got to be in timing, whatever. No, it doesn't. So we're free to explore as things come. And of course, with time, I'll be adding, as I have it there, everything that I've studied and I brought from all schools that I've been researching through. Okay, I had to change it up a little bit because it was too crazy. So yeah, and I also want to have more feedback from y'all. Send me your thoughts. I'm gonna put an email on the WhatsApp group. You can send your suggestions. If you feel that this might be useful to you, take your time. It can be great. Maybe it is. Maybe it is not. But take some time, a little bit of time to make that decision because things change. And it is important we give ourselves room to grow. These perceptions, the awareness, understanding the things that are happening to us, it has to be slow. That's the one thing that's important to be aware of. And of course, some other things are going to be quick. Some other things we're going to realize and change it up, and then, oh my God. A very simple breathing exercise, which are my favorite things to do, it can change your life on set, on the way you start changing your reaction to the stress. I am so happy to say that I see such a big difference in how people deal with stress on set from 20 years ago when I started to now. It's crazy better, thank goodness. So everything in our environment is already getting better anyways. We're just improving more and more ourselves individually so we can make that even better and faster. It's beautiful to see the change in yourself first. So when you realize you see problems in life, and we always tend to know that they have it comes from external circumstances, external things, then they're not you. A lot of them, when you start realizing, oh, okay, this is how I am perceiving the situation, I'm experiencing it through my lenses. So that other person is a little bit more centered, more calm. They're living this exact same situation and they're not getting the same results. So they might be a little bit more balanced, a little bit healthier. They take it, it doesn't affect them as much, the negativity of the environment, whatever it was, problems, unexpected things, you know. So why does that happen? Is that person blessed or something? No, maybe they just have access to some tools that are there for us too. And we just need to slowly look at them and see that we have access to them too. They're already inside and it's not that hard. And also keep in mind that today I might bring something and tomorrow I'll bring something completely different, and take what serves you. Let's not get attached to, oh, that doesn't work. Well, if you just tried it 2 times, definitely it's not going to work. But if you give yourself time, it will. Because in the end, in essence, we're all the same thing, right? We're all made of bones and blood and tissue and muscles and skin, that physically. And emotionally, we're all made of emotions, different sizes, degrees, and everything, of course. Different mentality, different backgrounds. I love that this group is so international because we can work with that too. We see the big differences that we are, and at the same time, how we live exactly the same things, even living like thousands of kilometers apart, right? Or miles. So this is really beautiful to see too. We started already seeing in our last discussion, for example, like everyone completely different backgrounds and nationalities, and we're identifying so much with each other's stories, and that's one of the tools. So slowly we're gonna understand it's not even learning exactly something that you did not know before. It's opening up to something that's already in there. So that's one of the good news that I have for you. You don't have to, there's not so much effort. In the beginning, it might look like it. But then with time, you start realizing, oh yeah, it was actually easier than I thought. But give yourself time. That's all I ask. And I'm here at this park right now as part of the exercise of integrating with that. I'm calling it fear sessions. Involuntary fear sessions that I've been having. And when I put myself back together, observed the situation from outside, and back to physically back to normal, no longer. So the physical reactions I was having is fear. It translates to your body through temperature imbalances, shaking, tingling, all kinds of physical sensations, not feeling well in general. Some pain, general body pain, I don't know. So once that settles down a little bit, and when I put myself in an observer situation, just please keep in mind that I did not take any medicine, because at this point, I was gonna say I know what I'm doing. We don't, but it's still in a controlled situation. Of course, I'm not crazy, and if it starts going out of control, I already have people that I trust warned about this and everything. But it's still, I'm here to record this video, being a normal human, working and everything. But so once I'm out of that, I go, okay, now I listen to my body. And that's like number 1 tool that we're going to be practicing here, how to listen to yourself, to the whole mechanism. So once I do that, and now my physical body's back, okay, now I can stand, I can look around, breathe, I go, okay, now I need to go step on the ground, look at the trees, something, go to the beach, whatever works for you. I've been using what we call grounding to bring it back to, and look at me right now, I'm here rambling about the thing as if I was a specialist. And that's the point. We are each one specialist. You're your own specialist because you live inside your body. That's the coolest thing about this study. We're studying ourselves, and you're the only person that can see, feel, understand what's happening inside yourself. Yes, of course you have the professionals. I'm always going to be professionals. Go to them. But they will never be inside your body. And that's the one thing that we're aiming to study and understand here and expand. It's already there. So what can I say is that I've been seeing a lot of physical answers through these 11, 12 years that I've been studying this. But now, just now, and that's kind of why I feel ready to start sharing more of this, it went up to the air, to the mental. So now I was ready to live the experience of the shadow. And it looks and it feels really dark. And sometimes you do think there's no way out. And I see you. If you are experienced that too, what I can say now is there is a way out. There is a way of balancing things in such a beautiful way that it's equilibrium. It's now being just in peace, just in balance. No longer considering everything super good, super bad, extremes. Because there is no point. The more you keep running away from the bad or the shadow, finding the good, and that's what we all do as humans. We search, we are attracted to pleasure, to the thing that makes you feel well, and you have repulse. You want away from you the things that don't make you feel good. The more we do that, we're increasing the distance, and they're just two aspects of the same thing. So my thing, what I was experiencing was fear. I go to the other side of fear is courage. So they're exactly the same thing. And that's how people call the alchemists. That's what they did. When you change the reality of one material thing to another, but they were the same element, let's say. So fear, courage, hate, love, happiness, sadness. So we are able to touch that, even if it looks like the darkest thing you've ever seen. It's that same thing can be transformed into its opposite. Do I want full courage and all like, oh, super women? No. Now I realized that what you want is the balance in between. Now you see the fear and you see the courage. And you have the ability to experience them both now in an unaffected way. It's not going to hurt you anymore. So I just love that. We'll keep in touch, and we'll be talking a lot more about all that fun stuff. And I'll see you in the next meeting.